You know what they say, every story has a beginning and a middle part and an ending. And some of the best stories, you don't start out telling them from the beginning, you start out in the middle. Tell a story from the middle, and once you get acquainted with what's going on, at that point you can and circle back around and give a background story or origin stories about where certain things started or where they came from. But this particular story is going to be kind of like Star Wars, where they originally told the stories or episodes 4, 5, and 6. And once you became acquainted with the characters and the situations they were in, then you went back, you found out what their backstories were, and they did 1, 2, and 3. But anyways, so this story is starting out with building a camper. I built a camper to go to Alaska and take a trip to Alaska. All right, it's, what is the date? March 6th or 7th, something like that. It's a Sunday. And day number 1 of the camper build was on Friday. Two of my friends came over and we started this build. And the seed for this idea came about back in August. And I guess we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but he had 2 brothers that rode motorcycles to Alaska. Took a month to do it. I was intrigued by the idea, but at 70, my motorcycle driving days, at least as far to Alaska, are probably, that ship's already sailed. I've camped and hiked in the Adirondacks dozens of times, the Rockies a couple of times, the Sierra Nevadas in California once, and I've done hundreds of other camping trips, dozens and dozens and dozens of them in the winter. But this is something new. It's going to be something a little bit different, but with the idea of saving some money, we're going to build a camper in the back of this Toyota Tacoma pickup. All right, one of the things you're going to hear me mention from time to time is the phrase mock-up. I love doing mock-ups. So there's no blueprints to this, no plans. It's in my head, and for that to come out, sometimes I have to do some visual setups, some mock-ups, just to see what that's going to look like and how it's going to work. What you see in front of you is a temporary mock-up of what one of the bunk setups might look like. So I'm going to take that out of the road for the moment so you can get inside and take a little bit closer look at some of the other stuff. All right, I got that off. So what you see here is the back end of the truck that's opened up, and you're looking at the floor plan of the camper, which is 2 feet wide. And that's something a little bit different. Most campers, though, the floor area comes clear out as far as the wheel well over here. Tight against that gives you more floor plan, as much floor plan or floor area is available. But I didn't like that. This is basically going to be a hard tent. We're going to sleep in here. We're going to eat in here. We're not going to live in here. I wanted the area to be as tight as possible for space and for weight. And that left me with these voids on the side, which is perfect for hauling gear and cargo. Instead of using a system something like this to tie this down and tie the camper to the truck, I went ahead and I took the bolts out in the bed floor and I bolted the floor right down to the truck itself. So that plywood on the bottom, that's the whole base, but the floor of the camper sits, right on top of that. Over here you can see an idea I had as far as lifting it on and off the truck. Here again, you watch the videos of people that try to reinvent this for themselves to save money. It can be pretty expensive to buy 4 lifts to lift the camper on and off. But what my idea was, I purchased a trailer jack from Harbor Freight, and there's going to be one of these on each corner, and a little bit of ingenuity. That's going to lift each corner separately and with a crank, and it should work. But we'll look at that again later also. Another idea that we kind of came up with is, like I said, you can see dozens and dozens of videos of people building their own campers, and put them on YouTube, which is something new to me. I'm 70 years old, and I've done a lot of filming over the years back in the VHS days, and made movies and documentaries on some of my trips into the Rockies and whatnot. But this particular trip, I have a grandson whose name is Miles, and he has his own YouTube channel. That's Miles Adventures. And to get him involved and to save me a little bit of shorten up my learning curve, I've asked him if he could put some of these videos onto his channel. So if you're interested, you'll be able to gain access to the building of this camper, some of the backstories of why I'm going, where we're going, after we actually get started, some videos along the way while we're on traveling, the guys who are going, why we're going. All those things will be available on Miles Adventures channel. So hope you follow along with the camper build and the timeline, which right now is projected to be like the middle of June through the middle of July. Our quest for Alaska will be officially called the Quest for Alaska. Over here, you'll see I purchased a window today that will go on the front of the camper, and that'll gain access to the cab window, which is in behind here. So if you want to do like a pass-through or an emergency, I guess you could crawl through there if you were skinny enough or had enough butter to grease yourself up with. But yeah, that should work good for right there. And along the way, you know, sometimes I guess you can watch too many videos and get too acquainted or too overly acquainted with what other people are doing. But it's real easy to see real quick what you don't want to do. And you start to glean things that you like, little bits and pieces that you pick up that you kind of like. I've never seen anybody do what I'm doing here as far as making the actual floor of the camper narrower than what the base is going to be. So this is kind of unique to what I'm doing. Another thing that's kind of unique to what I'm doing is a lot of people will use a 2x4 frame, which in my way of thinking is way too heavy. So what I did was I ripped all the 2x4s down into 2x2s. So it's all going to be all 2x2 construction up to just the first bunk. And then everything from there up is going to be 1x3s. And the 1x3s are over here. And so here again, it's just a way of putting less lumber into the build. Less lumber is going to mean less weight. Less weight is going to be less work for that little pickup. Less weight on that little pickup is going to be better mileage for the little pickup. This is day number 2 of the camper build. This epic project is hinging off the side of the Quest for Alaska video that we want to do in June. So the other guy should be here in a few minutes, and we're going to do some prayer and look at some of these mock-ups to see how these bunks are going to work, how that's going to interface with that rear window. Lots of things to think about, lots of things to contemplate. Getting a little bit confusing, but that helps to do some 3D, real-life 3D modeling. So we'll be doing that. You'll maybe see a little bit of that a little bit later. All right, day number 2 of the camper build. And the thing about it is that every big adventure, we make our own plans. We rush ahead with our own plans, and sometimes we forget to pray about it. So just want to take an opportunity to pray before we started this morning. Not to make it official, but because it's important. And so anyways, Father God, I'm grateful for the gift of this day. Grateful for the 2 men who chose to come alongside me, and you'll hear more about them at a later date. Just to step into this day boldly, confidently, with our own plans. Forgive us when sometimes we fall short and we don't recognize what your will for the day is. So as we go into this, assuming that we're going to finish it, assuming that we're going to go to Alaska, all these different things, just keep us mindful of the fact that we are in your will this day, and we'll go wherever you want us to go and do whatever you want us to do, whether it be today or in June or July or whatever. But we are grateful, and they would give you the praise. Anything to add?
Amen.
No? Good. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, when it comes time to go to Alaska, we might see World War III.
Oh, so this ain't gonna be on continuous.
Work like it. Come out and get froze up. Otherwise, Ray will lose his way.
Now I feel like we're getting
Big pieces now.
Any pieces. Okay.
You're being filmed right now.
Come on.
Clean up your language. Alrighty then. We're gonna pull the truck ahead. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Well, you want to get that part
Yeah.
up your back?
Ta-da! Ta-da!
Who? Okay.
Oh, we didn't get you laying on a. We wanted to get you laying in it. Well, today I'm gonna paint the tub. The tub is the portion of the camper that will sit down inside the bed, and the idea is to won't be a lot of water down there. Should be hardly any water get down in there, but when it does get in there, I don't want this wood to get wet. This portion right here will lay against the bottom of the bed, which is corrugated, and so nothing will actually lay in the water if we get water in there. But while I got it out, while I'm able to, I'm gonna give us a nice heavy coat of black enamel. So without any further ado, let's get to it. 1 hour later, still at it. Show you what the progress we've made so far. It's going on really thick and heavy, but it's really sucking up the paint, which is what you want it to do. If you look here closely, what you'll see I did yesterday was I put liquid nail in all these seams, all these cracks. The only thing about me, I love liquid nail. I mean, I did our bathroom for my son a couple years ago, and I probably used 40 tubes of liquid nail in the bathroom. And matter of fact, they made fun of me to the point where I came up with that liquid nail gun, and I'll show you some pictures of that maybe later. But yeah, I love liquid nail. Once you put it on, everything, it all becomes one. All right, let's take a break and I'll get back to you in an hour, see where we are in an hour. It makes sense to buy good brushes, use them, clean them, use them again, clean them, use them again, clean them. I buy the cheap brushes. It takes more time and effort to clean a brush out to reuse it. And it's never quite as good as what it was when it was new. There it is. An hour and a half later. One coat. I'll probably do two. You know why? Because I have more paint.